I know, we're about 3 weeks into the month currently, so I'm a little late to this trend. But we're going to be talking about my 25 books I want to read in 2025. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire, and this is Claire's Neverland of Books. So, for 2025, I wanted to put together a list of 25 books to read. I've been doing it for the last few years, and this is probably the last year I'll do it, because then it's just getting a little bit too out of hand. My lovely friend, Bree from Four Paws in a Book, she created a bingo board challenge that I'll leave up here for you guys to see, to pick the 25 books to read for 2025. So I thought it would be fun to make a TBR for this and see how many boxes I can check off. Obviously, this is tentative. Books might change for the slots. We shall see. But I will leave Bree link down in the description box below, along with her announcement video for this bingo board. We're going to just jump on it in. First on the list, we have a 2025 release, and for that I'm going to be putting in Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is her 2025 release for the year. It comes out at the beginning of February, and I am so excited for it. I do not know much about it. I think it is competitive diver and an ace swimmer. That's really all I need to know. I really love Ali Hazelwood, and I read all of her books, so I trust that I'm just gonna have fun. So I don't really care to know what it is about going into it, but I'm very excited for this one. Then we have a one-word title, and for that one I'm going to be using Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is book 1 in the Plated Prisoner series. It says, this is the story of King Midas. It follows, I believe, a girl, Orin, I forget what her name is, Orin, and she belongs to King Midas. Sounds like it's along that line that like what she touches turns to gold, maybe? I'm not really 100% sure. This has been on my radar for a really long time, and I've just been needing to read it and pick it up. So I have it in my hands. We shall see when I get to it. I would like to get to it sooner rather than later because Raven Kennedy is going to be at Romantasy Book Con, and I think maybe a Polycon. I could be wrong. I'd like to try to get this done before I can get an opportunity to meet her, but it probably won't happen. We shall see. Next up, we have a book that involves travel, and for this I'm going to be doing Sarah Penner's new release, the Amalfi Curse. It comes out in April, I believe, and I have an e-arc of it. But this is set to follow 2 timelines, I believe. It says, a powerful witchcraft, a hunt for sunken treasure, forbidden love on the high seas, beware of the Amalfi Curse. Haven Ambrose, a trailblazing nautical archaeologist, has come to the sun-soaked village of Postino to investigate the mysterious shipwreck along the Amalfi coast. And then I do believe that there's an alternate timeline that, like, is probably that shipwreck happening. Sarah Penner normally has like 2 timelines going on in her books, which I've really loved in the past. I think I've given both The Lost Apothecary and The London Seance Society both 5 stars. I really enjoyed them both, which is very different for me because I am not a literary fiction girly. I am going to be putting this one on the board. Next, we have Number in the title, and for that I'm going to be using Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is book 1 in the Boys Atonement series, which follows a girl who has been getting bullied relentlessly at her school. So she finally has like the biggest bullying episode that happens, and she begs her mom to put her into a private school, which is Toman College. It's like secondary school, so it's set in the UK, so it's not the same age ranges that I'm used to for college. It follows her and going to this new school and building a new life there when things at home seem to not be going the best. And we also meet Johnny, who is our love interest, who plays rugby, and he's like a best player, like plays what I guess you would consider almost pro, also on top of the school's team. So this follows them and a romance. This is my January pick for my new book club that I just launched over on Fabled called Knee Deep Book Club. I will leave the link down in the description box below. I'm really excited to give this one a go. Next we have Cover By, and for this one it could be literally any book because I am a big cover buyer. I'm gonna slot in currently Fighting Destiny by Amelia Hutchins. I, in 2024, binged the books that are out in the Legacy of the Nine Realms series and absolutely ate up those 5 books. And I have been searching for books to give me the high that I feel when reading those books. So I figured that I should give another series from her a try. I don't really know what this one's about. I know that it'll have Fae in it. It's either a 7 or 9 book series. It's incredibly long. So we shall see how I feel about this one, because The Legacy of the Nine Realms was a lot, but I ate up every second of it. So I'm hoping that this will be the same for this one. Next, we have a seasonal book. And for this, I'm not slotting in anything because I like to read like seasonal novellas around holidays, because a lot of authors will put out little romance novellas. I'm sure that I will pick one up throughout the year. If not, I tend to read a lot of Christmas novellas at the end of the year, so that slot will get filled at some point, but I'm going to leave it blank for now. Next, we have LGBTQ plus rep, and for this one, I'm going to be reading Escape to the Sea. This was a new release that just came out recently that I saw on Instagram one day, and it's pitched as MMF, which I love a good MMF romance and make it romantasy, and I love it even more. All I know it says is a job gone wrong, a surprise kidnapping, and 3 hearts colliding. I think it might be fun, heartbreaking maybe. When you have 2 people in a relationship, it's already complicated enough, but when you add a third into it, it's gonna make it even more, which I love. Give me the drama. I'm excited to give this one a try. Then we have favorite author's new release, and for that, I'm gonna hold up Spark. It's gonna be Burn of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This book, God, we're hoping for a release date soon. I'm hoping we'll see it in 2025. I have a good feeling that we will. I am so excited for this book. Cannot wait to have it in my hands. Then we have Hyped Book. And again, I'm holding up a different book in the series because we don't even know what it's called yet. But I'm going to put book 2 in the Fae and Alchemy series by Callie Hart in this spot. This book is not coming out until I think September, which is so far away, but I love Kingfisher with my whole heart, and I cannot wait to read book 2, and it's already such an incredibly hyped series, so it fits perfectly for this spot. Next, we have Color of the Year. I'm leaving this one blank because I have not done my research for it. Pat is like the normal Color of the Year that everyone like goes off of, but there are a lot of other companies that do a Color of the Year, and Patton's Color of the Year is called Mocha Mousse. It's brown, and I don't, one, own any brown books, honestly. And 2, it's not a flattering color. So I'm probably going to do some research and figure out a different color of the year to go off of, and then find a book to fill this spot with. Next, we have POC author, and for that I'm going to be reading The Vampire's Bargain by Jasmine Walt. I came across this author randomly on like Amazon, I think, when I was just searching through like books to add to like my wish list or anything like that for like Christmas. Ended up picking up one of their other books. Haven't read it yet, but then I was like on Amazon one day and this book was only $10, and I always love vampires, so I really don't know what it's about, and I'm kind of okay with that. I think if I remember, it's about a girl who is a witch, and she is defender, and vampires are their enemy. She ends up getting thrown into like a dungeon of sort by someone she trusted, and a vampire sets out to help her and get her out. So she ends up pairing up with this vampire, reluctant allies, enemies to lovers. Sounds right up my alley. Definitely excited to give this one a go. Then we have a novella, which thank you, Brie, for throwing some short prompts on here because your girl's a romantasy reader and romantasies are thick boys. So for this one, I'm going to put Devourer of Men by Nikki St. Crow. This is a spin-off series to The Vicious Lost Boys that was a Peter Pan retelling, basically. It was like Wendy's granddaughter who found herself in Neverland and in a reverse harem with Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, and it was delectable. This came out, this follows Hook and the crocodile, and then Wendy, because Wendy had come to the island a long time ago and ended up at a different island, and so Hook and the crocodile are gonna end up with Wendy. It's MMF, so Hook and crocodile are also gonna end up together at points, and I cannot wait. Then we have a 5-star prediction, and honestly, we're going for vibes in 2025, which means if I absolutely have the best time reading, 5 stars. Okay? No questions. Don't come for me. I'm hoping that a lot of books are 5 stars. So this could really go anyway, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be putting Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco on this list. I absolutely adore the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and I have needed to pick this up for so long, and I just have not gotten to it yet. I want to read this one and get this series checked off my list. Next, we have Compt. So a book that is comp to some of other books that you really enjoy. For this one, I'm going to be picking The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle Jensen. This is comp to From Blood and Ash and ACOTAR. 2 of some of my favorite series, and it's about damn time that I've read this book. I can't believe I still haven't. We need to fix that. And we're going to fix that. So I'm putting this on this list. If I do not read this book for this specific prompt, yell at me. When we react back to this at the end of the year, this needs to check off Compt, okay? I have really pretty special editions coming from Arcane Society, so I have no excuse. I need to read this, and I think that this is the perfect spot for it. Next, we have Friend Wreck, and I have two options for this. I texted my good friends, Cassidy and Mel, and asked them to give me a Friend Wreck. So Mel gave me Blood Fever by Karen Marie Moaning. I read Dark Fever at the end of 2024 because I got these really pretty stunning editions from Arcane Society, and it's one of Mel's favorite series. So she really wants me to continue on and continue enjoying these, and I really want to continue on and continue enjoying these. So this is an option for this spot. And then Cassidy gave me Shattered Vow by Eva Chase. Me and Cassidy have gone down the Eva Chase rabbit hole in the last quarter of the year to the beginning of this year, and we both are really excited to read this one, and she wants me to test it for her and be the guinea pig before she reads it. So I have two options. I'll probably read both of them so they can both check off the box. Or maybe one fits into another prompt later down the line, but I'm very excited for both of these ones. Then we have a big boy, over 400 pages, and for this one, I'm gonna be nice to myself and pick a romance, because romances just read quicker. So for this one, I'm gonna go with Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is book 2 in the Rose Hill series. I am so sad that I haven't read this already. I don't know why I haven't. I should have picked it up when I got it last year, and I didn't, and something is wrong with me, because we need to fix that, especially because book 3 comes out in March, I want to say. Wildside. This series, Elsie Silver, I absolutely adore her books. I love the Chestnut Spring series, and I need to read the first series that she wrote, and then I need to get caught up on this one, but I'm very excited for this one, and this one is 430-ish pages, so definitely works for this. Then we have Special Edition, and for this, I'm gonna be putting on the Osseous Chronicles by Ivy Asher. This is a bind-up of 3 books, The Bone Witch, The Blood Witch, and The Bound Witch. And I'm really excited for it. I read Ivy Asher last year. I read Rabid, then Order of the Scorpions, and I really enjoyed them both thoroughly. So I have a feeling I'm really gonna love this series. We're not gonna talk about how I've already binged it and gave it 4 stars. Next we have chapter titles, and I thought that this would be a lot harder, but actually like one of the first like 5 books I picked up to check had chapter titles. So I was like, well, we're just going to stop there and use this one. I'm going to put A Goddess Of by Randy Gardner. This was so kindly gifted to me by my friend Maria. I don't know what it's about, to be honest. I was told by, I think, our friend Jonathan to read it, and so I like kind of skimmed what it was about, and it sounded good. So it says, Naya, the daughter of the high sea goddess, is an embarrassment. She holds no title and no power, but is the key to the curse placed centuries ago on her mother. Naya must form a union with a god from an opposing family. Sounds like deals are struck, arranged marriages happen. I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to give it a go. Then we have debut author, which I don't have anything slotted for this, and the purpose of this was to actually pick up a debut book that is being released in 2025. I have a feeling that I will try to do that, or I might pick something that came out in the last couple of years by a debut author, but I haven't really like deep dived into any debut authors coming out this year to put into this spot. Something will go here at the end of the year. The goal is a blackout. We will get a blackout. Next, we have Mental Health Rep. And for this, I'm holding up a placeholder, but I'm going to be reading Legacy 4 by Melissa K. Rourke for this one. This series specifically, and actually Lady of Darkness 2 would work really well for this. They handle mental health so incredibly. Melissa K. Rourke is phenomenal at writing about mental health and how real the struggle is for people, and how it is so in your heart reading it, because it hit so close to home for me mainly, not going to be for everybody, but when I read these books, what the characters go through and how they work through it is so incredible, and so it is only fitting to have book 4 of this series in this spot. Next we have Snake on the cover, which I thought was going to be very difficult. And then, like, one of the first few books I picked up fit it. So, we're going to be reading Psycho Shifter by Jasmine Moss for this one. There's, like, a snake, like, wrapped around the sword down here. So that's what we're going to read for this one. I'm very excited to give this one a go and see if I end up liking it. Next we have self-published, and this is a little bit of a cheat, except for the fact that the edition that I'm holding is the self-published edition, so I'm still counting it. But that's going to be Brother Song by TJ Klune. I need to finish this series this year. I have only needed to read book 4 for like 2 years now. So I need to put on my big girl pants and suffer through the pain that I know this book is going to give me and read it, because I need to check this series off my list. I know it'll be 5 stars. I know I'm going to love it and cry my eyes out. And I think that that's why I've been putting it off for so long. This is book 4 in the Green Creek Saga, and it follows Carter Bennett, who is one of the brothers that we meet throughout the series, because each book follows a different brother. But I need to get it done, check it off my list. It will happen this year. Next we have New to You author, and for this one I'm going to be reading Split or Swallow by Lindsay Straube. I'm probably saying that wrong. I don't know what this book is about, and I'm okay with that. All I know is I think it's about Basilisk and like maybe a love triangle. I don't know. I saw some reels on Instagram one day and I was like, oh, I think I need to pick that up. This book is getting traditionally published through Source Books at the end of February, and I really like this cover more than the new cover, so I had to pick this up before it went out of print, which it went out of print at the end of December. Me and my colleague at work grabbed them because we both were interested in them, and I'm hoping to love it. Oh, this next spot. I mean, Brother Song could have worked for it, technically, but I want to punish myself even more. It is TBR Vet. We all have those ones that have just been sitting on our shelves for way too long. I have quite a few. I mean, I really have tons on my shelf that have been sitting on there for way too long, but I need to get this book read. I need to justify keeping it on my shelves, especially the special edition that I have signed and personalized to me. For this, I'm going to be putting Blood Mercy by Vela Roth on this list. I picked this book up, God, I don't even remember when. I think it was 2023, and I got like 30% in. You can see the tabs. And I put it down because I've learned that I'm not an annotation girly anymore, and I need to stop trying to be, because it just pulls me out of the story too much to continue, and I was bored. So I just need to start it over, finish it, mark it off my list, and call it a day. But this is going to be my TBR vet. And then for the last spot, we have a book from another challenge. So for this, I'm going to be pulling a book from my TBR for Kitty's Kindle challenge, and I'm going to be reading Castle of Never Nightmares by Lana Petrzik. This is a stunning special edition that I got at a Polycon last year, and it follows the slew that are characters that we meet in her Fae Guardian series. I'm very intrigued by them, and I really need to pick this one up so that I can mark it off my list and continue on with the series, because I think book 2 is also out, with book 3 coming out at some point this year. And I know it's a reverse harem, I believe, because it's kind of like they are like a hive mind where they all kind of share the same mind, but are all different people. I don't remember if it's 5 or 6, but definitely excited for this one. Well, that is my 25 books that I want to read in 2025, minus a few that will get filled in. Thank you so much, Brie, to creating this challenge. I'm so excited to complete this bingo board and post my graphic updates all over Instagram as I complete books. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know down in the comments. Which one should I start with? Which ones did you not love? And maybe I should rethink that spot with a new book. Let me know. And if you want to just leave me an emoji to say you're here, leave me a snake emoji for Split or Swallow, because Basilisk. I'd really appreciate if you gave this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, guys. Bye!